Fans, rejoice! Dan Stevens, the charismatic star of the cult classic The Guest, has expressed his strong interest in returning for a sequel. But will it actually happen? Let's dive in. This news comes from a recent interview where Joe Blow's Steve Siege chatted with Stevens about his work on the animated series Solar Opposites. Seizing the opportunity, he inquired about the possibility of The Guest 2, the original film, directed by Adam Wingard and written by Simon Barrett, has garnered a dedicated following since its release in 2014. However, Wingard and Barrett have been hesitant about a sequel, worried about potentially disappointing fans and tarnishing the original's legacy. But here's where it gets controversial. Barrett mentioned a few years ago that they had an idea that excited them. For those unfamiliar, the guest sent was around David, a seemingly perfect guest who arrives at the Peterson family's doorstep, claiming to be a friend of their deceased son. As David integrates himself into their lives, mysterious deaths begin to plague the town, leading the teenage daughter Anna to suspect David's true identity. The film stars Stevens alongside Micah Monroe, Brendan Meyer, Sheila Kelly, Leland Orser, Lance Reddick, Joel David Moore, and Ethan Embry. When asked about his willingness to return, Stevens stated, "I'm very willing." He humorously added that time is running out for him to regain the physique he had a decade ago, hinting at the physical demands of the role. He also mentioned an awesome soundtrack released on April Fool's Day a couple of years ago, which slaps. And this is the part most people miss. While we await official news on The Guest 2, a soundtrack titled The Guest 2 Original Soundtrack has been released on Spotify. The music composed to accompany a non-existent sequel even includes tracks by Steve Moore, the original composer. One track, David vs. the Splinters of the Cross, along with its artwork, suggests a potential storyline involving David facing off against a cult. While the future of The Guest 2 remains uncertain, Stevens has been collaborating with Wingard and Barrett on Onslaught, an action horror thriller described as being in the same vein as The Guest and You're Next. So what do you think? Are you eager to see The Guest 2 come to fruition? Do you share the same excitement as Dan Stevens to reprise his role? Let your thoughts be known in the comments below.